Multilingual, Module 3, Object Controls. Another free lesson to help you become a better coder. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Your continued support helps make these videos possible. And as always, I thank you all for watching this video. In this module 3, it's going to be similar to what we did with the first two videos, except we are going to work with the controls for the form or the report. All right, so let's go in there and start implementing our work. Let's go to it. Good morning. All right, highlighter is up. It's 3:35 a.m. It's time to get back to work. All right, let's get back to our project. Open up the Access folders. Let's go to our folder. Access projects. Multilingual. All right, let's make a copy of that latest one. We're gonna name that number 3. Okay. Alright, yesterday after work, put this guy out. Let's take a look. So that's what we did yesterday, is dynamically displaying the caption. Today we are going to try to display this caption right here. Alright, and also let me show you. See this right here? If you select that guy, we are going to also massage the tooltip, just to show you that we can modify a bunch of this stuff. Tooltip, where are you? Tooltip right here. See there? So right now it's empty. If we type in select language, all right, and now save that, and let's relaunch that guy. If you watch, see there it says select language. We can do that too. That's called tooltips. All right, that's called tooltip. So we can add tooltips to these controls as well. So let's go in there. We're gonna remove this guy. All right. Button the same way. There's a tooltip on the button as well. If you can find it, right here. See that control tip, select text. So we can add that stuff in there. All right. So it's not save anything. But essentially the next table, which are the controls, it's going to be controls that belong to this parent, the object name. All right, so object name that we did yesterday is for the form, the main form, and the main report. The controls now will have to belong to this guy. So let's make a copy of this guy. It's going to be very similar. We're going to get a structure only, and then we're going to say object name control. All right, so let's go in there, massage the properties a little bit here. I'm going to add this control ID there, and it does not belong, well, it belongs to the language, but it actually belongs to this guy. All right, so we're just going to we're going to copy this guy, copy, put it in there, and then take the control out, because that means this is the parent. All right, And so we got the object name. We can say object name control. So that would be the name of the control. And then the property is similar to the object name and the display text. Alright, so that's all we have to have. So let's save that. I think that's all we need. Alright, so but we'll see. Alright, let's go to the class module here. Open it up. We're gonna call that object name control. Open up the create object name control, and now we can pop that guy in there. We'll go ahead and insert the module. Alright, oops, object name control db access. Alright, so this is the middle layer. And then grab the right hand side, copy, and we'll go ahead and close that booger down. We don't need it now. Thank you very much. Alright, this is going to run similar to this guy, so we're going to grab the new object ID from this booger here. So let's copy that, close that file, and then we are at the very top of the object name control db access. Pop that guy in there. We're just going to massage this a little bit here. See there? All we have to do is just do a little dancing game here. Control ID. We just add control in there and we'll be real good. Alright, so I'm going to copy this guy there, there, and then add control there. And that's it. Alright. Oh, forgot this guy. He's going to bark at us. There. And that's it. Nice and simple. Alright, now let's go to here. We just add that. We need to add this guy as well. I had that in my clipboard, I remember. Take this guy out and say db access new ID. Good. That is that. Nice and quick. That's pretty quick. Alright, now let's go to the default language. So here, if you notice, we add this guy. Alright, and now we are going to add right here, this form. Alright, so we got that control right there, and that control is called LBL language. Alright, LBL language. Alright, so let's work with that control, and we're just going to add control. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. Okay, and 5 there. Set object name control. We are going to do a similar situation here. So I am going to copy this booger here, and then add its children in here, control, and then control there. You see there, that's it. Now we're just going to copy this guy. You see how we are doing it now, and put it on the bottom here, and now just add control here. Alright, gonna pop up here and make a copy of this object array. Pop that guy in there. Pop that guy in there. You see how we are doing it? And then just say control here. It's nice and simple. Just okay. There's something here. Let's see. Trying to think the best way to increment this number here. This guy right here. We want to be able to automatically increment that guy. Obviously we don't have that guy, but what we have is we can control name, or control, not name. Object name ID. We should, you know what? We should rename this guy. Call control name. Yeah, let's rename that guy to a control name, because we're trying to streamline this guy. You know what? Let me show you. Let's go in here and let's rename this guy right here. See this right here? Object name control. We're gonna change this guy a little bit here, because I don't like that. Yep. So we're gonna fix this a little bit here. Let's go. Let's say control. I was looking at it and it doesn't. Yeah. And I'm just gonna say copy that guy. See, that looks more like it. Control name ID, and it belongs to the object name ID, and then we have the control, the name of the control itself. So that looks more like it. All right. So I'm gonna save that. Close that. Now, two ways to update this guy. Let's do the easy way. Let's do the easy way. This is the easy way. Cancel that. We're almost done. Let's rename this guy as well. Let's call it control name. Object control name. You know what? Object control name. Let's stick with our object control name. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Oh, my bad. This would be the object name ID. That would be object name ID. There. Save that. That's this guy right here. Object name. That's this guy right here. See that? Object name ID. So that's what that is. All right. I think I'm satisfied with that. As we start coding, I start noticing the name. The naming convention is pretty important. All right. So if you don't, when you start rushing, sometimes it's you want to make sure that you stick with your naming convention. It just makes it easier to debug. Copy that. This is my easy way to replace. This is the object name control. You see there? I think we went back, right? Object name control. And then we have control name. Object control name. Oh, it's object control name. Alright. So let's change that. Object control name. And then we're just gonna highlight those guys and paste. Did we grab everybody? Yeah. So let's double check. Control name, property, and then we have object control name ID. Yep. Okay, good. Those are new naming convention. Alright. So now let's get the right hand side. Whew. Copy that. Close that. Now on this side right here, we're gonna also change this guy. See this control right here? It's gonna be now object control name. Alright. So I'm gonna move that control name to the end there. That's all you have to do. And now don't delete this guy. Alright, just copy the object that we don't need and then paste it right under there, and that's it. Alright, and this one right here, we're just going to name this guy. It's called control name, and then take the control to back out. Alright, similarly, if you're a little lazy, you can go to the bottom here and grab this guy right here. See this? There. That's the same object, same property that we are going to modify and put in there, and that should be good. All right, and do that. See there? And while we add it, we're gonna do this as well. It should be name ID. You see there, name ID. So we are sticking with our naming convention. So let's paste that. Paste that. Object control name. All right. Oh, this is control name, not name control. My bad. Let's replace that. Control name, not name control. There. So new object control name ID. Copy that. This guy right here. That guy right there. And paste. Oops. Let's grab that again. And paste. There. Alright, should be control name. So let's get back to here and we just modify this ID right here. I got that in my clipboard, so I'm just gonna do that. Makes it easy. And then DB access. There, new. Good. Alright, save. So that's that. Now let's get back to our where we were right here. Set name control list here. This is what we were looking at. We got object name list. Now we got object name control list. That's more like it. Alright. Alright. So this is where we need to somehow identify what this is. So we know this is number 2. object ID. What we could do here, what we could do here, we're just gonna leave it like that, but over here we want to iterate through this guy, all right, and identify because they're going to be a list of this guy. For example, let's do one. Let's do another one. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this. I am going to let's add set language. Trying to think out loud. We're gonna have a subform here. All right, we're gonna have a subform here, listing the control name. That way we can modify. So we'll go ahead and do this. Copy. All right, and make this guy a subform. And then we can say control name. All right, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, so this is another form right here. Now here is the dilemma. We got a subform that we're gonna be listing here. Well, let's work with this one first. Let's work with that one first. The first control, this is the first control. Let's work with the first control. It's called label language. And then if we need to add anything, we're just gonna add to it. All right, but we got to get this guy going first. So that would be select language. Okay. Yeah, you know, we got to run through this one. As I'm thinking, we got to run through this list here, similar to this guy right here, and then we need to identify which one they are and set. Yep, you know what, I'm gonna copy this, because as I'm thinking, you know, sometimes you have to think out loud. Take this guy out, show you what I'm thinking. Take this guy out, actually. See right here, we want to say if object name list I object name equals form language. You see what I'm saying now? Because there are going to be a lot of this, you know, there are going to be maybe 20 different forms in here. All right, you want to be able to identify. All right, you want to be able to identify. And if you don't want to have so many code in here, you can separate out. All right. So, but I'll show you how to separate out. That way, the code is easy to read. So I'm gonna copy this guy now and put in there. All right, like that. There. So that's what I'm thinking. So if the object name is form language, this is the control that we need to be implementing. All right. And while that guy is implementing, we got to increment this guy we know this guy is going to be this guy right here. Object name list object name ID. See there? That now belongs to this guy. And this guy, you know what? We don't have object name, so gotta put that one in. We don't have that guy. See there? That's how that works. But we do have this object name. Ooh, something's not right there. Did I misspell here somewhere? Set. Hold on, let me name control. Did I misspell somewhere? Looks like my code is it's not cooperating here. Let me see what's going on. New object control name, so that's good. Yeah, it's not giving me IntelliSense. So let me see what's going on here. Let's debug this. Something is not right up there. Why is that? Control name user defined type is not there. He says user defined type is not there. Why is it not there? Huh? Object control name. Save. There's something's not right in here, in this book right here. If then something's not right in there. Let's debug again. No wonder it didn't. Yeah, so I forgot this forgot to define this guy. All right, for counter. Whew. Wondering what's going on there. Okay, so that will be the control name. You see, the control name there, and that is good. What else do we have in here? What this is property. So we got control name ID, object control name. Okay, so this is property. This guy is not correct. Remember, we copy this guy in here, so that's control name ID. And there are 5 properties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Good. Now the question I have here is being able to increment this number right here. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. New control name ID. You don't have to be as fancy as I am, right? So I'm gonna copy that. I am going to default these guys to to 1. All right, now because we want this first item of this guy, this will be the very first item, so we want this guy to be -1. So 1 minus 1 is 0, so that way minus 1 there. It's gonna copy this, the whole thing here, copy like that. If you dress this correctly, then you don't have to do a whole lot of typing now, because we want this guy to be 1. You see, that's the reason why we want to set that guy to 1. So now we need to do like that. You see there? And that looks good right there. Now all we have to do is to copy this booger right here. Copy, paste. That would be, and that would be the second control. So I'm going to copy that. Plus 1. So now this guy will become 2, because initially it's 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So we got 0, 1, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I think that's going to work right there. And then all you have to do is just copy this guy and continue. So what is the next control that we have? Ooh, it took a while to understand that. Okay, so I'm going to copy this CBO, copy, and then put it right there. You see there? And everything's the same. Alright, and this one, and that one would be the tooltips. Alright, so this property would be tooltips. So I'm gonna find the tooltips on this guy. This one does not have caption. By the way, this is the text box. Alright, so this is a text box. You gotta remember that. And then we just go down here looking for, I think it's control tip text, and take that guy out. Yeah, let's see if that works. So we're gonna, it's not a caption, it's control tip text, and then we're gonna say select language. Alright, so that's the second control. Now the third control is easy. All you have to do is just copy this guy, and you forget about all this stuff that you were thinking earlier. So this control will be this guy right here. Now this is the caption that we want to update. So add language, copy, right there. And this is caption, so we're gonna move back to caption. Add language. See there? Save that. And now, what's the next one? The next one is refresh screen. So we're gonna add refresh screen in there. So copy this. You see how we're doing it? Then we don't have, you just make one adjustment. And if you need to add new control, you just come in here and just do that. Refresh. Just like that. And then we'll call this refresh. That's it. That's all you have to do. So we got everybody there, with the exception of that real last one. We're not concerned about this because it, you know, this is just to execute this guy. All right. Now, how do you display this guy, right? Or add this guy into there, because we need to add this guy. We need to add this guy. I am going to break this guy down some more. I'm going to break this guy down some more because it just makes it easier if I'm trying to think, should I or should I not? We want our code to be read easily, so let's try this. Set controls, and then we're just going to pass in as object name as string trying to think. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, let's do that. Let's try that. I think this is going to be better here. Alright, I'm going to break this down because you're going to see why I do this. If you plan ahead, it's just easier to debug in the future. Alright, so now I'm just going to do this. I'm going to copy this guy. Copy. I'm just going to put this guy in here like so. See that? Okay. There. So now I can change this guy to select case. It just select case as object name, and then we'll say case. And take all that, just like that. And then take this guy out. See there? It just makes it easy to select here. And then I need to push this guy over. Save. So that would be my first case. Alright, so now I can say, let me show you what I can say here. So if you are call set controls, you see where I'm getting object name list, object name, and then if I have another table, another form, I can just make a copy of this guy, and so on and so forth, and it just makes it easier. And then you can say, okay, if it's this case, alright, I want to identify where it is. So now it's easier to debug, alright? And then you have new case going in here, every one of them, alright? So that's how that works. That's the reason why I broke this guy in half, alright? Alright, I think, let's see, what else do we need? Oh, we need this guy. You see there? Object ID. yeah, we need a name and object ID. See there, bar val I object name ID as int. There, I'm gonna copy that. Actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'll show you what I'm doing here. I'm gonna replace the whole thing in a selected items here. Replace with I. See there? Good. That's it. So we're gonna pass in the object ID, which is the parent, and object name, which is the form name or the report name, and we're just going to add the properties for that form, for that object name. That looks good, I think. All right, let's debug, see if it barks at us. Okay, I figured. So now this object name right here, we're just gonna copy this guy. Remember, they're gonna be more. All right, they're gonna be more, and then that would be object name ID, just like that. Good. And we'll add the another form, and then we're just gonna call it a quit. But right now we got to get that first form going first. Yeah, part of programming is trying to get set things in the right direction before we start getting crazy, you know. Like this one right here, I'm trying to think ahead. If I need to debug, how are we going to debug it easily? All right, not just making the code work, but make sure that the logic and all that is easy to debug. That looks good right there. That looks good right there. Now, obviously, you have to do this first, right? You have to add the parent to the database first, meaning this form. All right. Once you've done that, yeah, we're gonna do a similar situation here. We want to iterate through the second object. We're gonna set this guy right here. See right there. Copy that. So we're gonna say call set this guy too. All right. And now we're gonna say, okay, once you add these parents to the database, to the table, now I want you to add the children of these guys to the table. All right. So to do that, it's got a whole bunch of these guys right here. To do that, we do a similar situation here. I'm going to copy this guy and then change this guy to hold on, to right there. Copy that there. But we got to go into this object and and find out if they exist or not. Remember, we don't want to have duplicate items. So let's do that. I'm gonna go back over here to the object that we did yesterday. See this right here? I'm gonna copy that because it's really similar, but we're gonna modify a couple of items in there. Jump back to control name, go to the very bottom, and object control name. You see that? We just add the control name, object control name. We basically want to identify the object name ID and the control name. All right, so it's right here. This is easy for me. I'm just gonna copy that and replace it like so. And then we also need to have a control name. All right, so I'm just gonna move back and say control name. And then I'm just gonna copy this guy right here. You see this? Because it's the same method basically. Actually, before I do that, I'm just gonna need to grab the whole thing here. See? I need to grab the whole thing because this right here is object name ID. We just modify the where clause. That's it. So I'm gonna select just like that. Just like that. I'm gonna shrink this guy to like so. So now what we want is to I'm gonna copy this. We got the control name in here. You see that control name? So this is dandy right here. Like so. That's dandy. Control name. So we're gonna change that to an S. Like so. But this guy is a string, so make sure we put the single quote around it. This guy is object name ID. This guy right here. So we're gonna say object name ID equals I object name ID and then did we miss something here? Oh, we missed an ampersand. Okay, that looks good right there. That looks good. So we're gonna identify this guy. If it doesn't exist, we want to add it. All right. Object control name exist name. That's long name, but that's all right. That's all right. You can have a long name. Try that again. Copy, paste, and paste. Save. Alright, let's close that and jump back to our not that one, and jump back to our iteration right here. You see here? So now we can say object control name, right? Oops. Try that again. Pretty sensitive here. Control name DB access, and we can say ooh. Try that again. My little pinky is not cooperating. Right there. That's the method that we want. So let's select that. And then what do we need to pass in here? Just a second. There's something that we need to. Oh yeah, to get the object control name. I forgot that. Object. Let's capitalize that. This guy. All right. Copy. That should be the same name as this guy. Yep. All right. That's what we want. Save. Yeah. When I was looking at this guy right here, it's not the same thing. So, all right. So we got these and we got these. So I'm going to copy this guy. This is the name, object name ID, that's the parent, and here's a child. Feel like I'm taking a lot of time here. It's a control name. And this guy right here should be an I. So this right here should be an I. So there I noticed something here. Something's not right there. You see there? Yesterday. That's the code from yesterday. Make sure you update this guy. Alright? This right here should be an I. I'm glad we came in here. The reason why it worked with a 0 is because we only have one object. You see there right here? That's the reason why. So but we're gonna add this control the variable to increment this number, similar to what we have here later. See this right here, increment. Alright, later we're gonna do that, but right now I just noticed that was 0. Okay, that looks good right there. And I am going to copy this guy there and then replace that with save. And then I'm gonna copy this guy, copy, save. Same thing here. I just noticed it again right there. That 0, that should have been 1. Okay, the I. So make sure you change that. I didn't even take a look. I didn't even, yeah. Now it would give us an error if we had more than 2 or more than 1. But yesterday we only had 1 item. You see it? That's why it didn't bark at us. All right. So, but these right here will bark at us if you don't put, yeah. Make sure we put an I in there. I'm glad we kind of looking at the logic there. Whew. Well, that's that. Will it work? That's the question. That is the question. All right, so let's put it to a test, and if it barks at us, we're just going to have to debug. All right, we're just gonna have to debug. What is it? Oh, SQL. I changed that guy. Save. Okay, good. All right, let's run this guy. But before we do that, we need to add this guy to our relationship. Remember, we created a relationship yesterday, right here. Control name. We're gonna add this guy to this guy, because if the parent is deleted, we want to delete the children too. Yeah, if we kill the parent, we want the children to die as well. That sounds pretty bad. I'm sorry. Don't mean that. I just mean the database wise. All right. Okay, save that. Now we're just going to kill this this guy right here. See, we got one form there and nothing in the see there, nothing in the control name, control object, name control. See, control name. So we're just going to kill this guy. Select, delete. Alright, now the question is it gonna work? See, we don't have anything in there. Whoa, it went without glitch. Did you see that? Did you see that? It went without glitch. Now, is there anything in here? Good. Is there anything in here? Good. Well, no. Oh, yeah, that's good. Is there anything in it? That's good. So we got a language, we got the form name, which is this guy, and then we have the controls for this form. If you notice right here, see this? object ID 1. Look at this. Object name ID 1. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Look at that. That went without a glitch. I like that. Anytime you don't make errors when you execute the program, it's just dandy. We got select text, select language here. We're gonna modify one, but we'll do that later. All right. So now, how do you display this guy, right? How do you display this guy on this form? So let's do that. Language. Right here. Remember, display default language. So we got this guy right here. We got that guy right there. And that comes from the object. Okay, I got an idea. We want to query it in one time. We want to query it in one time with the record set. And then we want to be able to identify the controls as well. Not only just the form, but the controls themselves. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's add a query. I'm thinking out loud again. So we're gonna add this guy. Everybody. Actually, move that guy there. We want to add this guy. See how it ties up. So this would be, you see, that would be that one, the object name. So this would be the object name. And we need, what do we need? We need object name, display text, okay, and we need object name and the language. All right, so basically we need this guy, we need this guy, we need that guy, and we need display text. Now we're gonna have to change this guy because see how we've got display text here. Let's put object name text like that. That way it's distinguished between this this guy and this guy. All right. So and then we go in there. Let me show you. We gotta do one more bit here. We're gonna type in object name dot. You see there? So we say, okay, in this table, I want this guy. All right. If you don't do that, it's going to say which one are you referring to. Okay. So that's be careful with that one. Now, with this one, we need control name, property, and display text. So we need, with this one, we need control name, property, display text. All right. So let's see what it does. There you go. So we got everybody. Good. Perfect. And this would be the table. These would be the parameters that we're looking for. And this is the display text for the form, for the caption, and this would be the display text for the control. Good. All right, let's save that. Object control name. Yeah, object control name. And now we can modify this guy. Query object control name. Good. Save. Let's look at it again. We got language. Good. Alright. So let's run that before we start putting our logic in there. Make sure that guy works. Language. Select language. That's not right. That should have been. Oh, I know why. Select a language. This would be object name text. That would be object name text. Oops. Object name text. That's what yeah, that should be object name text. Remember, we distinguish this guy right here. Object name text right here. That's why. Alright, let's try again. Yeah, we want to make sure. There you go, language. Perfect. Good. Now we need to display these guys right here. So let's go in the code. So if there is anything, we know there is a form or name. All right. And now we can say this. Once we display that guy, we are looking for object control name. Let's take a look. We're looking for object control name. We're looking for control name. All right, so let's put control name in there. Form exclamation control name, and then we want to say property. Property is the caption. Caption. Let's take a look at it again. Yep, it's a caption, and then display text equals rs display text. Save. Alright, so for each items in there, we want to identify the control name and what property do we need to modify. That's the caption. We were looking for caption, and we want the display name for that guy. Alright, let's take a look. So when we know there's a form here, we're looking for these guys, and we're looking for the property. So if it's a tooltips, we want to select language. All right, and we're going to change this later. And if it's caption, we also want to display this. All right, so that's that. Let's take a look. Okay, something is not right there. It's not in the wait a minute. Okay, hold on. You know what? This is a property. My bad. Property. Yeah. There you go. That's a property. The property is called caption. That's why. Okay. Look at that. Oh, take a look. Look at that. See that select? Oh, it didn't do that because it stopped right there. Let's try it again. Well, we got to select a language. How about this guy? Tooltips. No tooltips. We don't see anything in there. We got this guy. We don't see anything in there. We got the select language. Oh yeah, okay, I got it. I know why. So it just displayed the first record. We notice it's displayed the first record. All right. So this is right. I'm gonna close that down. We know it displayed the first record, but it never got to the second record. I know why. Ooh, Jack. So what we need to do here, we want to do this. Sorry about that here. We want to say, darn, that's do while not or else in the file. We got to loop through all that stuff. Jack. Yeah, it's some, yeah. Now we can say, hey, move to the next one. Now go to the next record. All right, so that's what happens there. So that's why it's doing the right thing. It just did the first one and it stopped because we did not loop through each record. My bad. All right. Also, you know what I noticed here? We got to get rid of this thing right here. So we're gonna say we didn't do that yesterday. We got to set the OS. Yeah. And then, you know what, I'm going to put an error handling in there. Anytime you work with record set, yeah, it's a good practice to put an error handling in there. All right, so I'm just going to copy this booger in there, copy, and put in the bottom there. There. And this is a sub form, so we'll change that to sub. All right, that should be good now. That should be, yeah, you had to scratch my head a little bit here because I know that thing is doing the right thing. It's just not going to the next one. All right, so let's try that again. It should be right now. Look at that. Add. You know why? That thing is not long enough, big enough. All right, so let's fix that. So we got the stuff going. Good, mister. Good. Let's try that now. Look at that. Add language. All right. And that. Okay. Now the next thing that we need to do, we need to list these controls under here. All right. This control under there. So that's what we're going to do next. But before we do that, we got to have to list the object name here so that we can say, hey, select different form. All right, so we're going to be able to select different form and update different different controls in here. All right. So before I close out, I'm going to implement this drop-down list for the object name, and then we can call it quit today. And we'll pick it up when I have time. All right. Maybe during my lunch hour. So during lunch hour, or maybe I'll do it after I did. Yeah, I've got a couple more hours, several more hours rather, before I start my work. But let's you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Design view. I'm gonna add another. I'm gonna copy this guy right here. You see how fancy it's going to turn out. All right, I'm going to move this guy out the way. It's looking pretty good, by the way. No glitch so far. We haven't had a glitch. It just it's not doing. Yeah, it's doing pretty good so far. CBO. This would be object name. CBO object name, so go ahead and name that guy, and this one LBL object name. So we can go ahead and add these guys in there. Okay, so we're gonna add two more controls in our list. Let's go to it. Now that we are good at this, we got the first initial going. So we got two more controls here. Two more controls. I'm gonna be in order here. select language CBO. Yep, I'm gonna copy this guy, these two guys, copy, paste, and this guy, hold on just a second here, make sure I don't have, okay, right here, add language, that would be LBL, object name, and now I'm gonna say form / report. This will be the option. That's all you have to do there. And here would be CBO object name. See how easy it is. And then this one, the caption, it's not a caption, it's the tooltip. All right, so the property is control tip text, and we'll call it object name. All right, save. So this is just the tooltip, control tooltip, just like this guy. All right, and this one is the label. Okay. All right. So that's that. That's for adding the controls. That's for adding the controls. So let's see if it's going to add the control. All right, we're gonna open this guy up, execute. This time we are not going to delete this guy. We want to see if it's going to go ahead and add 2 additional controls. Remember, if it exists, it's not going to do anything. But if not, it's going to add. All right. If not, it's going to add. But there's a problem here. See this right here. Problem here. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to delete this guy, because if you notice, I just looking at it and I say, okay, there's going to be a problem here. The reason being is because, actually, you know what? Well, let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. Let's see. It's going to update these two guys and then add additional ones, I think. All right. So let's take a look. Yeah, it's going to update this guy to this guy, first two, because it comes before this guy, and then it's going to add these last two guys as 5 and 6. All right. See if I'm right. See if I'm right. Let's see if I'm right. Run, execute. Let's take a look. There you go. See, I was right, because it's going to override this object name ID, you see, and then add the ones that's not there. Yeah. So, which is good. That's exactly what we want. All right. That's exactly what we want. Anytime you add something, you don't want to have to come in here and delete this, delete that. You know. You want to go ahead and create your control. See how it's updating that default, and then add additional ones in there. You don't want to delete every time you want to refresh your controls. All you have to do is come in here, add the code, and then continue to execute, and then the rest is still there, you know. So, but that would be in order that you put in. All right, which is a good thing. All right, which is a good thing. All right. All right, so we got two controls. Now we got a and why is it not displaying? Right? Why is it not displaying? Huh? Let's try that. Why is it not displaying? Oh, it did. You need to refresh it. That's why I put a button in there. You need to be refreshed. All right, we execute that, but that form was still open. All right, so that's fine. All right, now let's put this guy in there. We're gonna implement the same way as we did here. Okay, as we did here. So let's go to form design. This should be pretty straightforward. Right? So to do that, when we click on this guy, we want to say, hey, on click, if not is no, CBO the language. If not no, then do this. All right. Now in here we want to implement this guy right here. All right. So let's go to the object name. Actually, we're gonna go to this guy and copy this guy right here. All right. We're gonna copy that guy. Copy. Close that file. We're gonna jump back and put it way on top there. All right. But we're gonna change this this query right here. All right. So this would be the object name. Oops. And we want the object name ID and object name and order by object name. That's pretty straightforward. All right. We don't want to select the first item. Just in case we want this, there are five forms in the list, and you don't want to keep defaulting to the first item every time. Otherwise, it's not gonna change. It's gonna look like it's never changed. It's gonna get stuck on that first one forever. All right. So now the language drop-down list is different. See, language drop-down. That guy is different. That guy, it happens on the first load. When we load the form, that's why we do that, and that's the only time we do that. That's the only time. All right. So that's why that's different. But right now, that's one thing that we need to change here. Let's call object name. That's good. Object name control. All right. One thing I noticed here, we need to always add. No, that's fine. That's fine. We need to add a language. We want to define, hey, which language are you referring to? All right. So, for instance, we're selecting the language right here. See that language select, and we want to relist the controls, the forms. All right. So let's do that. Let's add. Then we can add vowel, I, language, ID as integer, and then right behind this bugger we'll say where language ID equals language, like so. Good. That looks good for me. What do you think? All right. So we gotta pass in two parameters: the language ID and the control, the combo box, the whole entire control. So let's stop that. Let's save that. And here we want to say, if language is clicked, we want to say call object name DB access. That's the object. We want to pass in. See how it say, hey, language ID as integer. Well, this language ID here, all right, me CBO language, you cannot pass in like that. All right, cannot pass in like that. You have to. I wonder if we could do this. Hold on. Let's go ahead and put the combo box in there. See, this is the control. You see there, and this is the integer. I wonder if we can do this. Int. Would that work? Sure. Yeah, you have to somehow you have to convert that first item as an integer. All right, otherwise it's going to bark at you. So let's try to run. Good. Now, once we load this guy in there, we want to say if is null, meaning if the object CBO right there, if the object is not selected, then we want to pre-select the first one. Let's do pre-select the first one. This is where you pre-select the first one. All right, just in case you select the fifth one, you don't want it to go back to the first one always. All right, so that's how you do that. Okay, so now how are you going to execute that? I'm gonna move this around a little bit here. I'm gonna move this guy, copy there, and then once we load the language, we want to call this guy copy. That looks good right there. Let's debug and see. Good, it passed compile. Now, how will it do if we run? Look at that. We got one form. Good. Well, that's how you do it. Yeah, I think this is a long video, but we had to do a whole lot because you have to keep tying the control names to the object name to form, and make sure all is working as unison. All right, so that's exactly what we came to do. We got the option, the caption display here. Let's see if this guy, see there, select language. See that? That's the tooltip. How about these two tips? Object name, you see there, and that's good. I'm pretty sure we can add tooltips for this guy if we highlight this guy, but you know what is displaying? I mean, yeah, I don't know if you wanted tooltips there. But these two buttons also display. Before it was not displaying. So this is how you change the update the caption on the fly dynamically. Now the next video, we are going to load these controls onto here. All right. And we are going to be able to modify these controls on the fly as well. All right, on the fly. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to do that. I know this video is just a little long, but thanks for watching. Happy programming. Bye for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell. And also comment below, and if you need help, inbox me. Thanks again.